Hey guys, Coach Driscoll back here again. We're going to go through vitamins here. This is going to be an actual rather short one. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. So main purpose that we want to do here is just understand the two different types of vitamins and really what they do for your body and just kind of how they're different. There is a distinct difference, and it's important to note that. Doctors would know this, and it's something that you should be aware of just in general, because some things actually can be quite detrimental or deadly for you. And then there's also a lot of vitamins that you can take a lot of, and it really doesn't going to do anything necessarily. So we'll get into that. So vitamins are energy releasing, so they allow the body to release the energy. If you are not getting the vitamins that you need, the carbohydrates that you consume cannot be used the way that they need to be. And so that's really, really important. The two different types of vitamins that we have are fat soluble and water soluble. And it's just kind of interesting. So typically any vitamin is something where you would see the word vitamin in front of it. But the fat soluble vitamins, or in other words, vitamins that dissolve in fat, are A, D, E, and K. These vitamins are stored in the liver and then fatty tissue. And these vitamins stay in your body for an extended period of time. And if you take in too many of these, it can actually be really bad for your body. And a great example of this is if you've ever been out in the sun for a long time and gotten a sunburn, or sun poisoning is another way for that to happen, where you've almost gotten yourself sick, or you just had a bad sunburn for a really, really long time, maybe 5 to 6 days, where it burns, it hurts, maybe you've even blistered. You have an excess of vitamin D in your body, and you can get sick from it, and that's how that feeling comes from. And so that's just an example of that. And then here's a slide here where it's got different food items where you would find these from. Some of these are things that you commonly eat or drink, and some maybe not also, but or some that you wouldn't necessarily see or eat as often. But just to make some examples there for you to look at. On the other hand, water-soluble vitamins are ones that actually will dissolve in water. These do not stay in your body for an extended period of time. Typically speaking, when you go to the bathroom, it is eliminated through waste. So any vitamin that is essentially B or C is a water-soluble vitamin. There are many vitamin Bs, and so I'll show you on the next slide what those are. But these are the other vitamins that we have, and things that are water soluble. Some different examples of food items. Some of these vitamins do have different names, as you see down the side here. So like vitamin B1 is also called thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, folate. So if you see some of those like on a food label, those are the different names that they are. A lot of people say, oh, riboflavin doesn't say vitamin, it must be a mineral. Not necessarily. Some of them are kind of disguised. There's exceptions to that. So, but anyway, just again, slide examples of that. And then this is kind of interesting. So I had found this in an article somewhere, and I just kind of stole it and wanted to put this information on there. So if you have deficiencies in certain vitamins, it can be deadly for you. I can recall there's a group from church where I go, and there's a group that goes down to Haiti every year, and they perform eye surgeries on people. And the reason I bring up eyes is the very first one on here is vitamin A, and we've seen some pictures of some children who have been vitamin A deficient. It's interesting, we mentioned that vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. It stays in your system a long time, but if you don't have access to vitamin A, you can be deficient in it, and it can create a major problem. And so it can actually create situations where an eye has to be removed. There's so much swelling and disease as a result of having a deficiency there. And it actually is commonly associated with women, especially older in age. Might be why if you've seen a grandma struggle with night vision, or maybe even your mom or things like that, I don't know why it's more women than men. I'm not a doctor, but there's probably an explanation of that. But again, there's just some different things on here that are kind of important for you to take a look at if you want to look at those as well. Okay, so we mentioned before vegetarians came up again here, just like they did in protein. So if we don't get enough of vitamin B12, which only comes from animals, the deficiency could be a real problem. So a lot of times they might take a supplement or find something in order to do that, to kind of be able to compensate for this. So again, if you're a vegetarian, it's probably something that you would want to talk to somebody who's had experience in this realm, or a nutritionist, just so you can find a way to make sure that you're getting what you need. Okay, so that's it for vitamins. We'll go through minerals next. So again, if you have questions, email me.